Hi, Leah. Thanks for asking me to join.
You bet. All right, well, let's start at the very beginning. Tell us a little bit about Fluid Biotech.
Well, thanks for the opportunity. Fluid Biotech is a medical device startup. It's housed here at the University of Calgary. Our lab is actually at the University of Calgary as well. A little bit of background. I'm a neurosurgeon. My practice is focused on stroke and brain aneurysms. And several years ago, me and my founder, Dr. Alamitha, came up with a concept for a new type of medical device to heal blood vessels. And it's from his laboratory that this technology has arisen. And we formed a company around it, and we're doing some really exciting things.
No kidding. It is very exciting. So tell me why you wanted to start this company.
Yeah, thanks. Well, myself and my co-founder, Alamitha, our focus is treating people with stroke and brain aneurysms. And a brain aneurysm, I'll just explain, is a deadly disease. It's a bubble on the side of a blood vessel, silent until it bursts. And if it were to burst, it can actually cause severe brain damage or even death. It's not an uncommon disease. 1 in 20 people harbor a brain aneurysm that they don't even know about. And actually, it can affect people from all walks of life. President Biden actually had a brain aneurysm that was treated. Emilia Clarke, the actor from Game of Thrones, she had a brain aneurysm as well. So when a person does have a brain aneurysm, it's typically very concerning. If it's bleeding, it's a life or death emergency. And more people are being diagnosed with these aneurysms because of the prevalence and of MRI scans nowadays. So when in Alam and I, in our practice, when we deal with this with patients with this condition, the options are limited and few. Traditionally, we would have to open up the skull to fix a brain aneurysm. That's a very invasive therapy. Nowadays, we go from the inside of a blood vessel and we implant these soft metal stents or tubes into the blood vessel to help them heal. These metal stents are implanted and they're lifelong, so a person may need to be on blood thinners for a long time. A person may also need to have repeated testing as well. So what we've actually developed is the world's first dissolving brain stent. What that means is that after we implant this technology into the blood vessel, it helps heal the aneurysm. After the aneurysm's healed, the stent disappears over time. And we think that this is a great reassurance to patients and helps treat the disease at lower risk and cost to the system and to the patient as well.
Sounds absolutely incredible and also incredibly necessary. Let's talk a little bit about the company itself and where you're at in the journey. So how many years have you been in business?
So Alam and I came up with this concept several years ago, and I think, Leah, as you know, medical technology and medical devices, it's not like software. It takes years and years to develop, but over the last, say, 3 years, we've really made a lot of progress in the laboratory. We've developed prototypes of our devices, of these medical devices. We have now implanted the medical devices in laboratory models of brain aneurysm, being able to cure them in the laboratory as well. So as we're moving along here, we're performing the necessary tests, the validation, the preclinical validation, we call it, to prove our technology works. We're working along with our regulatory consultants because any medical device, of course, needs to be very carefully vetted by government as well. But we do see light at the end of the tunnel. We can envision our product being implanted in human beings perhaps within the next 2 or 3 years here. And so that's going to be a huge milestone from our end to actually see our product helping human beings.
Wow, that's so exciting. So how many employees do you have right now?
We have about a dozen people on the team. Half of them are formal employees of Fluid Biotech, and the other half are students and students in Dr. Mitha's laboratory as well. And we're all working towards the same goal here, taking the research that's done out of the university and moving it towards commercialization, moving it towards a product where we can work with industry to help make this technology available to patients around the world.
So incredible. We always talk about impact and creating impact, massive human impact at Thin Air Labs. I wanted to ask you, what sort of impact are you hoping to create here?
Well, obviously, our goal is to fight and cure this disease. We're essentially treating a type of bleeding stroke here, and if we can do so, I think this is going to be a huge leap in technology, as well as give patients more options for treatment. We do look at our technology as sort of the beginning. It's the foundation of a platform. So hopefully we can leverage what we're learning in the laboratory, learning what we're doing here with the brain stem, and using it for other areas of the body as well. So we're just scratching the surface here.
Wow. So I was going to ask, what next? What's next for the company? What does it look like? Where could you take this? What are you thinking?
Well, we are moving along our preclinical validation testing. So, and as I said, we are also moving towards regulatory approval as well. That's to advance our product towards the brain stent. We're already examining these other use case scenarios. One of them is cardiovascular. Can this technology be used in other blood vessels of the body, like near the heart or the aorta? We've already started making plans towards that. And when we think about these other projects, we think that they're really exciting, and I think that's actually going to be perhaps an even more exciting component of Fluid Biotech as we expand the technology towards other platforms as well.
Wow, well, we can't wait to see where this company goes. John, thank you so much for taking the time to do this today.
Thank you.